Now, cybersecurity is something that is even more dangerous than the weapons that we had. I mean, the nuclear weapons, the physical weapons, the conventional weapons that we have, including the nuclear weapons, they are not as dangerous as this social media has become, which is now known as the hybrid warfare or the fifth generation warfare. As the technology is advancing, we see the fruits of that technology, and they are actually being used in several kind of conflict. As we have seen in the aftermath of the assassination of General Qasem Soleimani, when Iran responded, first of all, what they did was a cyber attack, and the cyber attacks resulted in jamming the surveillance equipment that was around that base, and that is the reason that the US forces were not even aware of when they are going to be attacked. It is when the United States was in a condition of high alert. So that is why I have mentioned that this cyber security is something even more important, and the cyber threat is even more important than the threat of the usage of conventional weapons. And now we will discuss the contemporary debate on international security, and the first heading is asymmetric warfare, hybrid warfare, or fifth generation warfare. That is what I have mentioned earlier in the last heading, that the conventional warfare is not as much serious as the asymmetric warfare is. Asymmetric warfare is something when a war is launched, an attack is launched, and enemy is not aware of the tactics that are going to be used. In asymmetric warfare, any kind of attack, I mean the cyber attack can be used, the bio warfare, the weapons of bio warfare can be used, and even just the propaganda warfare, or what we call as a psychological warfare tactic, can also be used. The economic warfare is something that can also be used to attack the enemy, as we have seen in the case of Iran and United States, when President Donald Trump recently announced that they are going to use the maximum pressure campaign against Iran, and they have sanctioned several Iranian products, and especially in COVID-19, when we see that even the medical equipment was not able to reach Iran because of the sanction. So that is a kind of economic warfare, which the Iranians called as economic terrorism, and it is also a type of asymmetric warfare. So cyber warfare, economic warfare, bio warfare are something which can be included in that. And fourth important thing is the private militias. And when I talk about private armies, it is just not about Blackwater, but there are several other private armies. I would like you to Google that term and to make important points, because I don't think that we might have time to discuss that issue separately, but that is a very interesting development. And now the concept of private armies is emerging, and almost all countries are involved in the production of their own private militaries. The second thing is biowarfare. In the biowarfare, the most recent example is COVID-19. There are several conspiracies about COVID-19, and I will have, I will deliver a separate lecture on COVID-19, because that is very important topic, and it is obvious that it is going to be asked in the upcoming papers. But here I will just define some important things related to this topic, that why the biowarfare is an international security threat as well. Now, in the case of COVID-19, some analysts believe that this is a conspiracy. There is no COVID-19, there is no specific virus of that kind, and they have made people to believe that, and all of this is happening to give a new shape or to reshape the global economic system. It is something which will help in the initiation of the new global economic system, which will be based on digital technologies. As we have seen, the concept of cryptocurrency was emerged, and now it is being used all over the world, but not all of the people are aware of cryptocurrency, how it is used, what are the purposes of that. Even some people are related to that, but not all of them. But in the case of COVID-19, we have seen that the interest of the business community has been shifted from the physical business towards the e-commerce, towards the digital business. And when more people are going to be engaged in this kind of concept, it means that they would be needing a digital currency. and that would be a time to introduce a new sort of currency which will be called as the electronic money or the digital currency. And that is an effort, COVID-19 is an effort to give a shape, or to give a shape to that kind of concept, to implement that concept. Number second is that COVID-19 is instead a reality, but it is not a natural calamity. It is something which is a weapon of biowarfare. And if that is the case, I mean, it is going to be more dangerous than any other weapon that we were talking about earlier. So that is the second concept. The third thing is space militarization. Now, we have seen that the space militarization is something where the satellites can be targeted, or the important or secret data of any country, it is at risk because through that satellite it can be compromised, or several other things can happen with the use of space technologies. So space militarization is another important thing. Now I will talk about the threats. What are the international security threats? In the report that I have mentioned earlier, the report of HDR of 1994, there are a list of human security threats that has been mentioned, and one of them is the economic security, as we have talked earlier about money laundering and several other aspects of that. The food security, yes, that is another important thing, which is known as poverty. When we talk about international security threats, I have just mentioned those threats which are intentional and can be used against other states. But there are other threats as well which are not intentional, but they result in threat for the whole of international community. We are now living in a globalized world. This is a kind of a global economic system where there is a central market. So if something is happening in one part of the world, it is going to affect the other parts as well. It is just like the example of a country. When any city or a town is affected in a country, it is going to hurt all the economy of that country. So that is the same with international community. So economic security is more important. The food security is more important, because if there is poverty in any part of the world, it is going to be a burden for the whole international community. Now, the next thing is health security. The health security, even before COVID-19, we have seen that if there is a deteriorating condition of health in any part of the world, it means that it is the responsibility of all others to respond, because it will reach to other parts of the world soon. Then there is environmental security. We have talked about it in a lot of detail, and this is a topic of your global issues, so it will be addressed in a separate lecture. Then there is a personal security related to the person, the security of a community. It is a fight against crime. The human rights organizations are working on that on an international level. And then there is political security. So these were the important security dimensions discussed in that report of HDR of 1994. They were relevant at that time, and they are even relevant now. They can be quoted in the papers. Some other examples of the previous security threats include the human trafficking, that is a problem, disease is a problem, environment, natural disaster, degradation, poverty. Okay. To address these issues, you have to mention another important point, which is how the international community responded to these threats. And that is in the form of MDGs and SDGs. MDGs known as the Millennium Development Goals, and SDGs the Sustainable Development Goals. Millennium Development Goals were established by United Nations in the year 2000. For the next 15 years, some specific goals were mentioned that we are going to attain these goals on an international level to make the world a more safer place. And then in 2015, the UN introduced Sustainable Development Goals. Sustainable Development Goals are for the next 15 years up to 2030, and this is also known as the Agenda 2030, which addresses the modern issues. Now, we will just have a look to understand that what are the current or modern threats and how the world is responding to them.